Hello po mga kababayan, si Dante Maravillas. Bicolano vlogger, broadcast journalist from Albay. Pag-usapan po natin mga kababayan yung naging pagbisita ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos sa Amerika sa imbitasyon po ni US President Donald Trump. As usual, pinagtawanan yung ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos ng mga DDS, ng mga critics sa trade negotiation mga kababayan, lalo na yung sa tariff. Yan po ang mga balita ngayon kasi. Sabi dito sa Inquirer, US cuts tariff on Philippine goods to 19%, still higher than the initial 17% rate after negotiations between President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and US President Donald Trump at the White House. However, Trump said on Truth Social that the Philippines is going to open market with the US and zero tariffs. Ito ang mga reactions ng mga critics, mga kababayan, mga netizens. Zero tariffs for the US, 19%. For the Philippines sounds less like a deal and more like a diplomatic handshake where one hand got the gold watch and the other got the bill. Respect to both leaders, but let's not pretend this is not lopsided. History has shown us that when smaller nations go all in on open markets without balance, they often end up open to exploitation. Let's hope this partnership brings mutual strength, not just headlines. Sabi naman ang reaksyon ng isa, tumatawa siya, tough negotiator daw, tapos 0% tariff on exports ng US to RP. So yun mga kababayan, ang mga reactions ng mga critics, minamalit nila yung naging pakikipagnegosasyon ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos kay US President Donald Trump. Kasi hindi niya pantay, hindi patas. Yung mga bansa po dito sa buong mundo, hindi man talaga pantay-pantay ang pagtingin. Hindi man natin kapantay yung Amerika kahit sa height. Di ba? Kahit gusto nating pantayan yung Amerika, kahit po sa height, maliit tayo. Na mga Filipino, malalaki ang mga Amerikano. Di ba? Maski sa Chinese, o sa mga Europeans, hindi man talaga po pantay-pantay. Yan ang natura ng mga tao sa mundo at ng mga bagay. Iba-ibang sizes, iba-ibang strength, iba-iba ang dami ng yaman. So iba-iba ang pagtrato. Dapat yan po ma-realize natin. Walang pantay po sa mundo, kahit yung mga bundok, iba-iba yung height. Kaya po, kahit sa taripa, mga kababayan, iba-iba ang trato ng Amerika. Iba-iba ang rates. Pasalamat na lang tayo na mula sa 20%, na dati 17% yung tariff natin, ginawang 20% ni Trump para mag-negotiate tayo, inimbita yung ating Pangulo. So nag-negotiate tayo, nagawa na ma-reduce ng ating Pangulo to 19%. Ayaw ninyo? Kung ayaw ninyo, hindi man tayo niyan pipilitin ni Trump kung ayaw natin kasi mayaman sila. Ang mayaman po hindi namimilit sa pakikipagtransaksyon sa isang mahirap na bansa na tulad natin. Ang gawin natin dito, dapat magpaunlad tayo para sa bagong Pilipinas. Para baka someday, matapatan natin yung yaman ng Amerika. Di ba po, mga kababayan? Huwag sumama ang loob. Kasi dito sa mundo, kahit sa langit nga po, hindi pantay, kala ninyo, ang Diyos, pantay-pantay ang pagtrato sa atin ng mga tao. Hindi po. Iba ang trato niya doon sa mga anak niya at saka mga anak ng Diablo. Aralin ninyo po ang Bible. Hindi pantay-pantay yung pagtrato sa atin ng Diyos. Kahit nga yung mga ligtas na, yung mga pastor, halimbawa na naglingkod ng maayos sa Kanya. Ang daming mga na-convert para sa karya ng Diyos. Ang dami niyang crowns doon sa langit. Pero yung mga basta't naligtas at hindi man, mga tamad man lang po, tamad mag-share ng Word of God, walang crown po na kasindami ng mga pastor na talagang nagpagal. Ganun po. At yung mga unsaved sa impyerno, hindi man sa langit. Nakita ninyo? So kahit dito sa mundo ganun, iba-iba ang pagtrato, depende sa relasyon. Pasalamat na lang tayo, 19% yung nakuha ng ating Pangulo. Sa ibang bansa nga po, mas mataas dyan. Gusto ninyo makita? Ayan o, US tariffs on the world. Cambodia, 49%. Yun ang pinakamataas o. Cambodia, 49%. Laos, 48%. Kita ninyo? Laos, 48%. Madagascar, 47%. Vietnam, 46%. Myanmar or Burma, 44%. Doblado sa atin, more than double. Sri Lanka, 44%. Botswana, 37%. Serbia, 37%. Bangladesh, 37%. Thailand, 36%. China, 34%. Indonesia, 32%. Taiwan, kalyado din ito, Taiwan, 32%. Switzerland, 31%. European country to. South Africa, 31%. Ay, 30% pala. Pakistan, 29%. Tunisia, 28%. Kazakhstan, 27%. India, 26%. South Korea, 25%. Malaysia, 24%. Japan, 24%. Yung Japan po, na-negotiate niya ngayon, 17%. Ipakita ko sa iyo yung Japan. Yan o. July 23. Ngayon lang po. Trump says trade deal with Japan lowers threatened tariff to 15%. So nagawa ng ma-negotiate. Nag-negotiate din yung Japan. So ang ginawa ni Trump, magaling na negosyante si Trump. Before pa na naging presidente, negosyante siya. Ginawa niya, sinampal niya ng iba-ibang rates ng tariff, yung iba-ibang mga bansa, para mag-negotiate sa kanya. Yun din ang ginawa sa atin, mga kababayan. Mula sa 17%, ginawa niyang 20% para tumakbo tayo sa kanya. So, ang ginawa, mga kababayan, inimbita yung ating Pangulo. Pag-usapan niya natin, punta ka dito sa White House. Pumunta yung ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Nakipag-negotiate. During the negotiation, mga kababayan, nagawa ng ating Pangulong ibaba from 20% na inimpose ni Trump to 19%. Dati, 17%. Yung policy kasi ng Amerika, America first, kasi nag-decline yung economy niya dahil sa paghawak ng mga previous administrations na mga leftist tulad ni gustong sirain yung Amerika, tulad ni yung pinalitan niya, si Biden. Yan ang policy ng US President ngayon ni Trump na America first para makabalik yung lakas niya na maging number 1 uli sa lahat ng bagay kasi pa-decline siya. Muntik-muntikan nang maabot ng China. Hindi mo man masisisi kung bakit gano'n ang ginagawa ng Amerika. Kasi mga Amerikano sila. Siyempre, priority nila yung sarili nilang economy and military power. And siguro kung tayo nasa kalagayan ng Amerika, gano'n din yung gagawin natin. We will impose kung anong gusto natin. Kung ayaw ng kanegosyo natin sa ating policy, diwag, gano'n ang ugali ng mga powerful at mayayaman na bansa. Kahit nga sa tao lang po. Pag mayaman ka, makikipag-negotiate ka ba sa mahihirap? Mag-dictate sa iyo kung ano gustong hingi ng mahirap? Di ba hindi? Ikaw kanya humihingi ng favor sa amin para umangat yung buhay mo. Tapos ikaw yung nag-impose ng will mo. Hindi naman pwede ang gano'n. Di ba? Parang yung nag-apply ng trabaho, na yung empleyadong nag-apply, siya nagdi-dictate kung kailan niya gustong pumasok at magkano yung sweldo. Di ba? Gusto ko anyan, sweldo ko, 100,000. Pero sabi ng ng employer, hindi niya, 50,000 lang. Ayaw ko niya, o di wag. Ang kaya ko niya, 50,000 lang. Pero ang gusto mong trabaho, ang sweldo, 100,000. Anong gagawin ng ina-applyan mong company? Hanap siya ng iba. Ganon na lang yon mga kababayan dito sa mundo. You cannot impose your will, lalo't ang sitwasyon mo, wala ka sa lugar para mag-impose. Ang Amerika, nasa lugar sila na mag-impose kasi tayo yung may pangangailangan. Intindihan na ninyo? Ang problema sa atin, gusto nating i-level ang ating buhay, ang ating bansa sa mga bansang powerful. Kasi dapat anya patas. Kung gusto mong patas na pagtrato, di dapat pantayan natin yung Amerika muna. In terms of economic power and military power, pantayan muna natin. Pagkapantay na tayo ng Amerika, pwede na tayo mag-deal. Ganun po ang reality. Di ba? Kung hindi ninyo matanggap na reality, di paano? Bala ka sa buhay mo. Ganun lang po. We should be realistic sa ating mga dealings sa buhay. Dapat marunong tayo na kumilala at ma-realize ang ating standing sa buhay. Pero pasalamat na lang tayo kasi yung trato sa atin maganda pa rin. Pati in terms of business. Saka po sa tarifa po na ini-impose ng Amerika, mas mataas pa yung ibang bansa. Yan napakalinaw po. Japan, 24% naging 15% kasi nag-negotiate yung Japan. Itong bansa, Jordan, ito hindi naman kilala, wag na. 20%. European Union, 20% din. Nicaragua, 18%. Philippines, 17%. Tapos, siningil tayo, inimpose yung 20%, naging 19% na ito ngayon. Ito yung dati 17%. Israel, 17%. Norway, 15%. Morocco, 10% ito lahat. Trinidad and Tobago, El Salvador, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Honduras, Guatemala, Ecuador, Argentina, New Zealand, United Arab Emirates, Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, Peru, Colombia, Turkey, Australia, 10%. Chile, Singapore, Brazil, United Kingdom. Lahat sila 10% yung tariff ng Amerika. So ang masusunod siyempre, yung Amerika, tayo ang pwede nating gawin, makiusap, mag-negotiate, at nagtagumpay naman tayo. Imbes na 20% ang i-impose sa atin, na-reduce din siya ng 1%. 19% ngayon ang tariff ng Amerika sa atin. Mga exports natin na produkto sa Amerika. Yung China nga, powerful country, 34% yung tariff nila. So mas mababa pa rin sa atin, 19%. Panalo pa rin tayo po. Mas panalo tayo kaysa sa China. 34% sa China, 19% sa atin. Masama pa yung loob ninyo. Di ba po, mga kababayan? Tapos sabihin ninyo, mahina yung ating Pangulo sa negosasyon. Hindi tama. Yung sinabi ni Trump, pambubula lang na tough negotiator si President Bongbong Marcos, pero hindi totoo kasi 19% yung taripa. Mas mahina yung China kasi 34% sa kanila. Mas malakas tayo sa Amerika kaysa sa China. Nagets na ninyo. Mga bleeding hearts sa palagi na masyadong demanding. You cannot just demand. Tama yung sagot ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Ang in-interview at pinagtatawanan ngayon. Sabi ng ating Pangulo, yung 19% na niya, yun ang in-impose nila. At least na-negotiate natin. From 20% to 19%. Kahit gusto ng ating Pangulo na gawing 17% yung dati. Ang masusunod po, yung Amerika, hindi tayo. Pasalamat na lang tayo, pinagbigyan tayo na i-reduce kahit 1%. Ganon dapat ang ugali. Yan yung ating Pangulo po, mga kababayan. Panoorin natin yung ating Pangulo.
It's a great honor to have President
And President Trump.
Marcos Jr. of the Philippines, a great family legacy, and highly respected in this country. I know that because I have many friends in the Philippines, and there's great respect, or I couldn't say it, so congratulations. We're going to
Mainggit naman kayo doon sa sinabi ng presidente ng Amerika na sabi ng mga DDS, mas close kay Digong, BFF daw ni Digong. Pero binanatan dito sa press con, mga kababayan, sa pag-uusap pala, binanatan ni Trump si Digong. Hindi man siya pinangalanan, pero malinaw ng patama kay Digong. Hindi niya alam kung ano ang ginagawa niya. Sabi ni Trump, hindi daw alam nung previous administration ng Pilipinas kung ano ang ginagawa niya. At sabi ni Trump, I have my great respect sa pamilya Marcos. Iwan ko kung kasama si Amy. Kasi si Amy dumikit na doon sa mga Duterte. Nasabi ni Trump, hindi niya alam kung ano ang pinagagawa. Balikan natin si Trump, mga kababayan.
We're talking about trade. We're going to be talking about war and peace. They're a very important nation militarily, and we've had some great drills lately. We're back with them. I think I can say that the last administration was not getting along with them too well.
Ayan,
They didn't get along with anybody. They didn't know. Honestly, they didn't know what they were doing.
Honestly, Anya, they don't know what they're doing. Referring to Digong. Hindi niya marunong to get along with others. Sabi ni Trump. Yan o.
And we've had some great drills lately. We're back with them. I think I can say that the last administration was not getting along with them too well. They didn't get along with anybody. They didn't know. Honestly, they didn't know what they were doing.
Malinaw. Hindi niya alam kung anong ginagawa niya. Referring to Digong, the previous administration na niya. Kaya sabi natin, akala ko ba best friend ni Trump si Digong? Kasi nung manalo po, si Trump, mga kababayan, nung election, nung January, nagpa-party-party yung mga DDS, nag-post ng mga pictures kasama mga kababayan si Digong with Trump. Piniki pati mga picture po. O ngayon, alam na ninyo kung ano ang tingin ni Trump kay Digong. Hindi niya alam niya kung ano ang ginagawa niya. Tuloy natin, mga kababayan. Ang respeto mataas sa Marcos family.
But we have some fantastic military relationships with the Philippines, and that's been reinstituted. And Pete, I would say that you couldn't be happier, right, with the relationship.
Great partners.
So I just want to say it's an honor to have you. We're going to talk about trade today, and
It is an honor to have you. So Trump has great respect to PBBM. Yan ang ibig sabihin ng it's been an honor to have you. Inimbita mismo at pinatira sa Blair House, guest house ng mga presidente, kung saan doon din tumuloy yung dating Pangulong Marcos Sr. nung inimbita ng Amerika, panahon ni Ronald Reagan. You see?
we're very close to finishing a trade deal, big trade deal actually, and we do a lot of business with you. It's a lot of income coming in for both groups. But I was surprised to see the kind of numbers. They're very big, and they're going to get bigger under what we're doing and what we're proposing.
So we will have great business with you. So dadaloy po ang napakaraming mga investments galing sa Amerika dito sa ating bansa. At sana, mga kababayan, kasama dyan yung oil exploration sa West Philippine Sea para magposisyon yung Amerika ng military force. Kasi siyempre may interest na sila yung investment ng Amerika para sa oil exploration. Imbes na China po. Kasi ang China po, ang intention, kamkamin ang buong South China Sea na parte yung West Philippine Sea. At dapat dumami yung investment sa atin dito ng Amerika kaysa mga Chinese. Kasi yung mga Chinese po, puro mga illegal, mga sindikato ang pumasok dito sa atin. Tapos yung droga, mga sugal ang dala nila dito, mga kababayan. Yung bawal sa kanila, dito nila inilagay. Tulad ng Pogo, butit ibinawal ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Ginawang playground ng mga Chinese na criminals yung ating bansa. Butit yung latest na huli po. Yung pumatay sa kapwa na Chinese sa Makati, remember? Yung present the other day, nakalimutan ko lang yung pangalan, present ni General Torre. Pero dito sa atin, wala man pong mga criminal syndicates na mga organized crime na mga Amerikano Walang ganon. Nandito yung mga Amerikano para makipagbalikatan, military training dito po sa atin. You see? Kaya sa totoo lang po, kaya nawala dito yung military bases, pinunduan ng China, yung mga grupo dito na maging anti-US, Marcos US. Diba yun ang sigaw nung panahon ng tatay ng ating Pangulo? Tapos pinaniwala tayo ng mga nagrarally. Wala man anya mag-intensyon kung palayasin natin yung US bases po. Ano nangyari ngayon? Biglang nang mawala yung US bases po dito sa atin, biglang umabante yung China, naglagay ng military base sa sa South China Sea. Niloko po tayo ng China. Mga anti-US Marcos forces dito, nakarating pati doon sa Amerika. You're not welcome here anya sa Amerika, Marcos Jr. Yun ang sinabi natin na as if sila yung may-ari ng Amerika. Si Trump ang nag-imbita. Wala kayong karapatan na sabihin you are not welcome, Marcos Jr. Inimbita ng mismong presidente ng Amerika ni Trump. Pagkatapos, sasabihin ninyo, you are not welcome here. Maya-iya nga kayo. Very much welcome ang ating Pangulo. Wala kayong karapatan kasi hindi kayo taga dyan. Taga rito kayo sa Pilipinas. Kayo hindi welcome dyan. Ba't pala nandyan kayo na mga anti-US kayo? Para yung mga dito nagrarally po. Anti-US ang sinisigaw nila pero kumakain silang snack, McDo. Si Renato Reyes. Di ba?
And I just want to thank you for being with us. It's a great honor. You and your representative. It's really a great, great honor. We have a big announcement. AstraZeneca, the big drug company, is going to spend $50 billion, just announced $50 billion in the United States in order to build various places all over the country, big manufacturing plants, pharmaceutical plants all over the country.
So mag-invest dito yung AstraZeneca Pharmaceutical Company. Billion na US dollars na investment. You see?
It's an honor. And he said they did that because of the election and because of the fact that the tariffs are placed. So they're building their facilities in New York. $50 billion. That's a big investment. And it's going to be a very good investment. I have no doubt about it. So thank you to AstraZeneca. And with that, I'd like to have you say a few words, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Of course, we're all very happy to be here to once again reaffirm the very strong ties between the Philippines and the United States.
Walang script yan mga kababayan magsalita. Extemporaneous po. Ganon katalino yung ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Ewan ko kung si Sara Duterte, halimbawa, iparayo ni Diyos, sabi dito sa amin. Ipalayo ng ating Panginoon, maging Pangulo, kung kaya ni Sara yung ganyan. Di ba po? Malamang kaya mga kababayan ng Pilipinas. Ang kausap niya yan sigurado, si Xi Jinping palagi. At hindi niya gagamitin yung English sa pakikipag-usap, kundi Chinese po. Di ba?
Go back over 100 years. And considering the context in which we live these days, especially in my part of the world, this has evolved into as important a relationship as is possible to have. We must remember that the United States is our only treaty partner in the Philippines, and that has stood us in good stead over the years. Certainly through the Second World War, and the cultural memory of all Filipinos, down to even the school children, is that our strongest, closest, most reliable ally has always been the United States. That is something that we value, that we are grateful for, and that we will continue to foster as we go on.
Yan ang ating Pangulo. Talagang isa siyang statesman. Mapagpakumbaba, marespeto. Kaya mataas din yung respeto ng presidente ng Amerika. Respect begets respect kasi po. Hindi tulad ng pumunta dyan si Zelensky po. Pinalayas ni Trump. Mayabang. Si Zelensky, yung presidente ng Ukraine. Dayo ka, pumunta ka dyan sa bahay ng presidente ng Amerika. Pagkatapos, napakayabang mo. Isumuot mga kababayan ng maayos na damit. Nakasuot ang t-shirt latang yung panggira. Walang respeto. Sabi ni Trump, bakit niya ganyan ang suot mo? Punta ka dito sa White House. Ayun, mga kababayan, napakaraskal, napakasama ng bibig. Pinalaya si Trump. Hindi na pinakain po ng panangalian po. Malalas kayo dito. Afterwards, ayun, sumurrender din si Zelensky, nagipag-usap. I-powerful yung Amerika, babastusin mong ganon, tapos hihingi ka ng tulong sa kanya. Kung may pangangailangan ka, dapat marunong kang makipag-usap ng may respeto. Hindi yung ikaw, kailangan mo ng tulong namin, pagkatapos napaka-argwanti mo. Ayan, mga kababayan, sarap ng media, yinamyaman ni ni US President Trump si Zelensky po. Sinirmonan po, pinagsalitaan ng mga mabibigat na salita. Pero yung ating Pangulo po, napakaganda yung pagtrato. Kasi marunong po makikipagkapwa, rumispeto yung ating Pangulo. Kaya sabi ni Trump, I have a great respect to your family. Barkada kasi ni Trump, si Mrs. Imelda Romualdez Marcos. O diba? Napakaganda yung pag-uusap ng dalawa po.
With the leadership of President Trump, I am very confident that we will be able to achieve that. I think it is worthwhile to remember that it was President Trump who, in his first term, characterized the relationship between the Philippines and the United States as ironclad. And that has been necessarily the case since that time that you made that statement, sir.
Kita ninyo, tinawag pa ni President Bongbong Marcos si Trump na sir. Ang ibig sabihin ng sir, respect for a man. Di ba ganon? Pag tinawag mong sir, kaya yung mga maestro, yung mga teachers natin, tinatawag nating sir. Kasi ang ibig sabihin ng sir, pag gumamit ka ng term na sir, ang meaning niyan, you address a person with high respect, polite. Yan use as a polite or respectful way of addressing a man, especially one in position of authority. Naturuan kasi po ng tama ng kanyang tatay, ang presidente rin yung ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, kaya refined siya, gumalaw, pati magsalita po, refined. Hindi raskal, hindi masama ang bibig, pati yung Santo Papa pinagmumura, si Clinton o si Barack Obama. Paano gumanda ang relasyon mo sa mga bansa sa mundo, mga leaders ng mundo, pag ganyan ang ugali mo? Pang kanto boy. Si Sarah, sabi ni Sarah doon sa dahil sa pagbaha, yung tubig ba daw i-deliver sa Palasyo Malacanang, tapos ipainom kay PBBM at mga kasama. Una, nagbanta na patayin yung ating Pangulo. Patayin na niya ninyo si PBBM, si BBM, si Lisa, si Martin. Ngayon, i-deliver daw yung yung tubig baha sa Malacanang, ipainom. Tubig baha, ipunin, i-deliver sa Malacanang. Ipunin po nating lahat, tubig baha, tapos i-deliver natin sa Malacanang para may mainom siya, para meron silang mainom doon. Ganon po ang gagawin natin. Post yan ni Ramon Tulfo. Kaya sabi ni Ramon Tulfo, habang marami sa ating mga kababayan ay nagdurusa sa malawakang pagbaha, si Sarah, luka-luka ay nagsasaya, baliw. Ang mga tao na humahanga sa babaeng ito ay baliw din. Sabi yan ni Ramon Tulfo. You see, walang respeto po. Yung bibig, parang imburnal, mga kababayan yung bibig. Napakasama magsalita. Tapos nag-ambisyon maging Pangulo. Ano na lang ang mangyari sa atin yan? Babalik tayo sa nakarang administrasyon. Walang respeto ang mga leaders ng mundo. You see, pero tingnan ninyo ang ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Napakataas ng respeto na binigay ni Trump. Kasi marunong siyang magrespeto din. Respect begets respect. Yan Napakaganda yung pag-uusap ng dalawa.
And it is something that the Philippines will always hold close to its heart. Thank you once again, and we are honored, and it is our great pleasure to be here and to visit with the President of the
Thank you
United
very
States.
much.
Thank you, sir.
It's my great honor. Any questions for
Mr.
this?
President,
Yeah, please, go ahead. Go ahead.
Mr. President, would you, do you
press
think
con
that
pala
Ed
to.
Sheeran should resign?
May
I think
press
he's
ko
doing
ng
a bad
dalawa.
job, but he's going to be out pretty soon anyway. In eight months, he'll be out. But I call him too late. He's too late all the time. He should have lowered interest rates many times. Europe lowered their rate 10 times. We lowered ours none. And it's causing a problem for people that want to buy a home. Look, our economy is so strong now, we're blowing through everything. We're setting records. You know that, you see that. And whether it's the Philippines or anyone else, we're setting records at levels that nobody's ever seen before. But you know what?
Press
People
con pala
aren't
siya,
able to buy a house because this guy is a numbskull. He keeps the rates too high and probably doing it for political reasons. The only time I remember him cutting rates, I mean, he cut the rates just before the election to try and help Kamala or whoever he was trying to help. He probably didn't know. And he's building a building. He's $2.7 billion. They have a $900 million overrun. What is that? And that was given by Biden. That was another Biden deal. And this guy's building this building that's overrun. And what does he need the building for? Why does he need space for more people? So they did a big study the other day, and they called all the great intellects and the great economists and all of the great everything.
Let's talk about
Well, as you say, we are chairing ASEAN for into 2026. There is no need, in a sense, to balance, as you characterize it, to balance our relationship between the United States and China, simply because our foreign policy is an independent one, and we are essentially concerned with the defense of our territory and the exercise of our sovereign rights. Now, whether we do this not alone, we need to do this with our partners. And again, our strongest partner has always been the United States. But of course, we are trying to form coalitions and multilateral relations so that those like-minded nations who share the same values as we do, who hew to
So malinaw po, kaya yung policy ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, hindi totoo po na tayo ay tuta ng Amerika tulad ng sinasabi ng mga anti-Marcos, anti-US. Hindi tayo tuta, independent po tayo. Kailangan natin ang ugnayan, no man is an island, pakikipagkapwa sa mga bansa na pareho natin yung values. Hindi tulad ng China, hindi po tayo parehas ng values. Ang China po, communist China. So, ang gusto nila, maging tulad tayo ng communist China. Hindi po maaari. Ang China po, godless country, atheist country. Kaya tingnan ninyo, nakikipag-alyado sa China po. Yung mga parehas din nila ang values. Tulad ng North Korea, Iran, Russia, Syria, yung pare-parehas sila, mga kababayan. Hindi man pwede tayong ganon. Kaya ang kalyado natin, yung parehas natin ang values, America, and other countries, Christian country or countries. Ganon po. And America is our strongest ally. Matagal na po na panahon. Alangan man sirain natin yung maganda na yung relasyon natin sa superpower, sirain pa natin. Yan ang gusto po ng mga anti-US kasi ginagatungan sila ang nagpupondo sa kanila, China. Sinisiraan yung relasyon natin with America. Yan ang katotohanan yan. Ang ginawa po, nang siraan tayo ng siraan yung relasyon sa Amerika, napalayas po kasi na-infiltrate pati yung gobyerno. Ano ni Cory Aquino? Pinalayas yung US bases. Ano nangyari po? Pumasok ngayon yung China. Kaya bumabalik yung Amerika sa atin. At ipagpasalamat natin na bumabalik yung Amerika sa atin para may katuwang tayo, may kasangga. Nakatratado natin matagal na. Huwag pa uuto po. Ang intensyon ng China po, expansion nila. Kasi ang dami nila, 1.3 billion ang mga Chinese. Yung iba nga, nandyan na sa, sa Quiapo, saka sa Chinatown, sa Manila. Yung isang Chinese mayor, mabuti na lang na-discover natin. Natanggal si Alice Goo. Yun ang intensyon nila, mga kababayan. Para maging minimal yung resistance natin sa kanilang pananakop. Pag tayong pauuto sa kanila po.
into international law, more specifically the UNCLOS, present that position very clearly to anyone who has intentions of unilaterally changing the world order, and that is how we are guided in that.
And I don't mind if he gets along with China, because we're getting along with China very well. We have a very good relationship. In fact, the magnets, which is a little complex piece of material, but the magnets are coming out, very well. They're sending them in record numbers. We're getting along with China very well, and I don't mind if the president dealt with China. If that's meant, because I think he has to do what's right for his country. I've always said, make the Philippines great again. Do whatever you need to do, but
Kita ninyo? Walang problema kay Trump. Walang problema sa Amerika. Makipag-deal tayo sa China. Hindi man siya siloso po. Kasi gusto niya maging tulad ng Amerika. We want niya your country great again. You see? Kami niya. Nakikipagrelasyon din kami sa China. And we have good relations with China. Okay lang niya sa amin. Huwag lang yung manakop. Di ba? Yan ang ibig sabihin nun. To change the old world order unilaterally on their own. Yun ang punto, mga kababayan ni President Bongbong Marcos.
you're dealing with China wouldn't bother me at all.
It is something that we have to do in any case.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Mr. President, do you support the Justice Department seeking a new interview with Ghislaine Maxwell, and did you urge the Attorney General to seek one?
I don't know anything about it. They're going to what? Meet her?
Your Deputy Attorney General is...
And how crucial is the ammunition hub that the U.S. plans to build in Subic and the Luzon corridor, considering that these will be built in areas that hosts strategic ports as well as military air bases?
You look at ammunition?
Yes, the U.S. House Congressional Committee on Appropriations approved a budget.
What's very important. Otherwise, we wouldn't have approved it.
Sorry?
Yeah, it's very important. Otherwise, we wouldn't. We need ammunition. We're going to end up in a few months, we'll have more ammunition than any country has ever had. We're going to have more missiles than any country has ever had. We're going to have all the speedy missiles. We'll have the speedy ones, the slow ones, the accurate ones, the ones that are slightly less accurate. We have everything. But we will have more ammunition than any country has ever had. It's very important to me.
And how...
Go ahead.
Ang mini-mini Trump, mga kababayan, yung plano na maglagay ng pabrika ng ammunition po, pagawaan ng ammunition, mga armas sa Subic. Yun ang mini-mini niya. So ang sabi ni Trump, we need niya ammunitions.
We'll end up in a few months, we'll have more ammunition than any country has ever had. We're going to have...
We will have ammunitions more than any other country sa pamamagitan po ng paglagay ng pabrika o pagawaan ng ammunition sa Subic. So galit na naman ito, sigurado, yung mga anti-US kasi sasabihin nila magiging magnet ng gera. Anong gustong mangyari ninyo? Girahin tayo na walang laban kasi wala tayong bala. Buti nga't may bala tayo na gagawin dito mismo sa Pilipinas with American support. So yung China or any other country, magdadalawang isip kasi tayo puno ng ammunition. Di ba? Subukan nila na pumasok, bastante yung ating ammunition. Mga missiles, etc., etc. Yan ang mangyayari mga kababayan in the future. So we'll become a military power. Kaya sinisiraan tayo ng sinisiraan mga kababayan ng China. Yung relasyon natin with America because of that. Ang gusto ng China, mahina lang tayo para lagi nila tayong binubuli lang. Huwag kayong pauto po sa China.
More missiles than any country has ever had. We're going to have all the speedy missiles. We'll have the speedy ones, the slow ones, the accurate ones, the ones that are slightly less accurate. We have everything. But we will have more ammunition than any country has ever had. It's very important to me.
And how...
Go ahead, please, Red.
Sir, when you say that you're close to making a trade deal, what gaps remain? And for President Marcos, sir, I was just wondering, do you not think that perhaps the Philippines hosting U.S. missile systems could be considered escalatory by China, especially because they can strike even to mainland China? Thank you.
Well, it's an honor to be with this gentleman. You know, I've known him, and I've known his family, actually, but I've known him. And I assume you're from the Philippines? Are you from the Philippines?
Yes, sir.
That's good. You're very lucky to be from the Philippines. It's a great place. But
Kita ninyo, Pilipina pala yon na nagatanong. You're very lucky niya, sabi ni President Trump, na you are from the Philippines. Di ba? Napaka-importante yung Pilipinas sa Amerika.
But we're going to have a very good relationship. I mean, I know you had some problems with another president, and it was not your fault. It was the president's fault, and the country was maybe tilting toward China, but we untilted
Referring
it
to
very, very
Digong.
quickly.
May problema niya noon kasi yung Pilipinas, yung kiling papuntang China. Pero niya na bago uli, nabalik. Yan ang sinasabi ni Trump.
You know, you had a country that was tilting toward China for a period of time, and I just don't think that would have been good for you. You can deal with China, you should deal with China, but when I got elected, everything changed, and they came right back to us.
President Trump, will you consider extending the moratorium?
Say it again? Yeah, Brian, go ahead.
Oh, Mr. President, I just wanted to piggyback off the
Sorry, I have a
housing.
question to President Marcos.
I'll let you
Yes,
answer
yes.
first.
I'm sorry, what was the question again?
It was about whether having U.S. missiles hosted in the Philippines could be considered escalatory by China.
All of the what we consider part of the modernization of the Philippine military is really as a response to the circumstances that surround the situation around the South China Sea and now what we used to refer to as Asia Pacific, which we have expanded now to the Indo-Pacific. And if we would certainly, like in any kind of military spending, we would wish that that wasn't necessary, but it is. And so that is what we are doing. And as an adjunct to the question about the ammunition production, this is actually the United States is assisting the Philippines in what we call our self-reliance defense program,
Ayun.
which is to allow us to be self-reliant and to be able to stand our own 2 feet, whatever the circumstances that occur in the future. And that the reason that we have encouraged more interaction with the United States is because it is necessary. And it is not just with the United States. It is with all our neighboring countries and even countries as far afield as the Scandinavian countries, the EU. And so this is an ongoing process. And again, I will stress the point that we do this because we feel it is necessary.
And don't forget, just as tantamount to what you're asking, the Philippines were loaded up with ISIS and a lot of terrorists, and they were at a very, very dangerous point. And during my administration, we went in and we wiped them out, working with the Philippines, but we wiped them out. But if we didn't go in, I don't know what would have happened. I don't know who would be your president right now. But we spent a lot of time and a lot of talent on going into the Philippines and wiping out terrorists. They had a tremendous problem during my administration. And we cleaned it up, we got them out, and now...
Yung
we
ISIS
really
po
have a
sa
good
Mindanao,
solid country.
mini-mini
I
Trump.
believe so, yes.
How can you
Mr. President, I want to follow up on the housing question.
Yeah.
You've got no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security. How important is it we have no tax on home sales, capital gains, to unleash the housing market in this country?
Well, we're thinking about that, but would also unleash it just by lowering the interest rates. If the Fed would lower the rates, we wouldn't even have to do that. But we are thinking about no tax on capital gains on houses. And very impressed that you asked that question because nobody knew that.
Well,
How did you find that out? That's very...
I wonder why there's so much.
Sa mga naghanap ng malinis and spacious fitness gym, pumunta lang po kayo sa aming Colossal Fitness Gym. We also offer Grab Car Rental with our brand new 2023 model ng Toyota Innova. We also accept booking for those who are planning to travel via PAL, Cebu Pacific, and other airline companies, local and international, and bills payment for Meralco Bills, PLDT, Aleco Bills, etc. Ang Colossal Fitness Gym is located at 3rd floor Security Bank Building, Landco Business Park, Legazpi City, Albay. For inquiries, look for Chilon Maravillas. Contact number 0966-802-0949. Yan yung aming Innova. Lagi na pong matao sa amin. Pati mga foreigners po, tingnan ninyo, mga British tourists sila. Ang lalaki ng katawan na, mga kababayan, nag-gym sa amin. Ito naman po, Indian National. Ito mga mga European sila. Ito naman yung bago naming product na binibenta online, Eye Glow Serum. Whitening po siya galing sa South Korea. Tingnan ninyo yung epekto sa aking anak na architect entrepreneur, Riz Maravillas. For inquiries, look for Riz Maravillas on FB. Ito naman po, Firmax Firming and Lifting Cream. Mainam po ito sa mga pains at paninigas na mga kaso-kasuan. Ito po, Automax Radiant Serum. Sa mukha naman yung application. Anti-aging po siya. You will look 10 years younger than your age. Ito naman po yung bagong product naming binibenta online. I am Worldwide Amazing Pure Organic Barley Powder Drink Mix from Australia. Endorsed by Maritoni Fernandez, isang cancer survivor po. Ang dami pong nagninegosyo nito. Gusto ninyo magnegosyo? Mag-message lang po kayo sa amin. Yan po, ang babata pa nila, mga kababayan. Yan mga endorsers po ng barley. Message lang po kayo sa aking anak na architect entrepreneur. Gusto ninyo magnegosyo o magbenta nito o mag-try mga kababayan, Riz Maravillas on FB. Sa mga mahilig naman po sa mga imported bags and wallets, dumiretso na lang kayo sa page ni Ma'am Eileen Rosales, Eileen Closet. Nakabase siya po sa Amerika.